just your overall outlook on the 2020 season. And I know you already kind of agree with me. Your record prediction is 3-7. I've got South Carolina beating, again, Mizzou, Vandy, and I do think they beat Ole Miss on the road. That is my prediction right now. I've told people I would not be shocked if Carolina finished like a 4-6 because it wouldn't be Carolina football if you don't win one, you should, and lose one, you should. Like I told a buddy of mine, it would not shock me at all if this team beat Tennessee and or Auburn, but lost to Ole Miss on the road or lost to a Missouri. You know what I'm saying? But just talk about, again, your overall thoughts, your 30,000-foot view, I guess, but your overall thoughts on this 2020 season, what you're expecting. You've got 3-7, why you're expecting that. I mean, we can go back and forth on this because I think we're going to agree on a lot of points here you're going to make, but just your overall outlook on the 2020 season.
So, yeah, I mean, I get to 3-7 just going through and saying, okay, these are games I will circle that I have a high degree of confidence that we're going to win. And that's obviously, it's Vandy, Missouri, and it's Kentucky. Now, is Auburn a toss-up? Sure. Tennessee really, to me, is kind of a borderline toss-up game, depending on what they get out of Garantano. I want to see it from Texas A&M. Auburn, that seems like a spot in the season where Auburn just decides to not get off the bus.
And Auburn's one of those teams I feel like they do that a lot. I don't know what it is, but Auburn's not a team I look at and I'm like, man, they really – I mean, heck, you were on the team 06. You almost beat them then. It's like we've always played them tough. Carolina's always except for 05, that was a bloodbath. We won't talk about that. But outside of that, South Carolina's played Auburn very, very tough.
Yeah, so and again, that's 4 weeks into the season, so we're gonna have a better idea of what they are and what they look like there. So I mean, Tennessee to me is a toss-up just because it's the opening game. You don't know, like, have they been tackling in practice? Who's to say? We'll find out. So we got that one. Auburn, I think, is a toss-up. Ole Miss is definitely a toss-up. That's just what I don't. If that was our first game, I would be much more confident about that.
Lane Kiffin.
Now we got the Lane train operating for 6 weeks there. Who knows what that's going to look like? Or if he's not in jail for like strolling the bars, who knows? Joey Freshwater returns to Alabama at some point. That's a toss-up. I think Missouri is bad, so I think we win that game. Georgia at home. Who knows? I mean, and again, it's just so far down that line that you don't know what's going to happen with COVID infections or, anything that could pop up along the way. But just like outside of that, I'm marking that down as a loss. I think we'd beat Kentucky. So I think there's definitely a path to 5-5. I think from a circling win standpoint, I think you can circle 3 off the bat. And then I think there's a lot of toss-ups, like you said.
Yeah. Like I said before, I think there's a path to 5. I think there's a path to 6. But again, it's about putting the pieces together and making it happen on game day. Again, people I've talked to, I stress this when I talk to people like yourself, like other people that are critical of Coach Muschamp. It's not coming from a place of not wanting to seek success or disliking the man on a personal level. It has nothing to do with that. The man runs a fantastic program Sunday through Friday. Great. Awesome. Likable guy. But if you can't take the talent you have on the roster and go win on Saturdays, you make a lot of money to do so. That's why you're getting paid. So that's what South Carolina fans, us included, need to see in this 2020 season. Pandemic be damned or not. I mean, I don't give a damn, really, at this point. I mean, everybody's dealing with it, right? So I'll ask you, Alex, before I get you out here, one last thing. What's one thing, because I know you're going to be watching the game, obviously, Saturday. What's the number one thing you're looking forward to seeing if you had to pick one? I mean, it could be anything from 20% filled Willie B to the quarterback to the running back situation to the defense. Like what or something with Tennessee maybe. Like what's the thing the thing you're keeping an eye on Saturday night?
I want to see how flexible we are on offense, based on if we get up. This is what I want to see, and this is what I don't think we have seen to date in the Will Muschamp era. Like if we get up by 3 touchdowns, we don't need to sit on it. I don't want to see that ever again. Like, keep your foot on the gas, put it away. That's like at any point this season, that's the number one thing I want to see from offense. Yeah, because I don't know, how many of these shows we did last year where we jumped out to 10, 14-point lead that evaporated late in the game because we got super conservative. And I would love to see that philosophy change.
Yeah, I was going to say, as the Atlanta Falcons showed us all yesterday, no lead is
again. How could that keep happening?
Are you a Falcons fan?
I am not, but it's painful to watch.
Yeah. Well, I was watching the game with my best friend who is a Falcons fan and a season ticket holder. This man has invested a lot of money in the Falcons. I said, I was like, I looked at him after the game and I said, I don't know how you do it. You're better than me. I really don't. The amount of money you're investing in that company.
Well, in that same point, and to kind of echo what you said earlier, just, look, I've been as critical as you've been of Will Muschamp since he's been here. And I think, to your point, that just comes out of a place of frustration where, like, I want us to be good. I want us to go out there every single weekend and know, like, with a high degree of confidence, like, we're going to compete today and we're going to put on a show. And it's frustrating because, to your point, we haven't gotten that. And there's a lot of money and resources going into this. So, the criticism that comes from me is not just because I'm some, wild Muschamp hater. He's a great guy. He runs a clean program. All those things are positives. Just we got to put it together on that last day of the week. And nobody wants that more than I do. It's just, you watch all these kind of dominoes fall where they do and just hope it gets better. And hope is not a strategy.
Yep. Yeah. And you speak to it, and you mentioned the resources. I think it comes from a place of frustration in knowing that we should be better. We should be better. And I said that to someone on social media, just in closing here. I said that to someone on social media when they asked me about the whole Muschamp thing, and I said, you know what the biggest positive is with the Muschamp thing is it's going to play itself out in the field. I'm not going to have to say anything because the resources, the facilities, the money, the fan support, the talent, it's all too good to not win. And at some point, if you don't win enough games, you're going to get canned. Just bottom line. And it's nothing personal, but you have to move in a different direction. I think we're going to see itself play out on the field. But again, like I told that same person, I hope Muschamp's the coach here the next 10 years because if he is, guess what? We turn it around and we won some games.